Hi guys, GameTalk Feyenoord Ajax. Very, very important game today. 1-1. Sahbi, are you happy with that result?
No, not having a win is always disappointing. Looking at the game itself, still disappointed, but mainly because of the way we played, and not because of the result. Because I
Yeah.
calculated this result already, but the way we played, this below, way below par. Shame, shameless, shameless.
So not happy about the result, not happy about the performance. Talking about the performance, so what did you see? Why are you not happy about what we saw today? Uh, yeah,
Where
give
can
your
I start,
opinion.
man? Where can I start? We could not
Hey,
handle the pressure. I mean, that was clear. We could not handle the pressure. We could not build up. We could not even counter because that's basically what we did in the first half. We could not do that. We did not have a game plan. I mean, Schroeder came with, yeah, perhaps we'll play some long crosses. There was no game plan at all. So and there was no confidence. You could clearly see there's no confidence. We were worthless in the way we played, and they made use of that. Feyenoord made use of that, even though they didn't perform that good as well. I wasn't really impressed by the way Feyenoord played, but they had a game plan, and it worked. It worked out. They tried to pressure us, although they did not pressure very high. They waited a bit. They tried to close down our midfield, and that was terrible from our side because they left our left back and our right back alone. Give them enough space, but we all know they can't build up. They can't pass the ball from A to B. So how many seconds could we hold the ball, especially in the first half? I mean, it was we had the ball, and moments later it was gone. It was terrible, terrible to see. Second half, bit different. We took a little bit more risk, but Bergman coming in was a good thing. We played with more speed in the attack, which suits the counter attacking play. Main difference between the first half and the second half is Taylor being the player that really went back to pick up the ball, while in the first half they left all that work to Alvarez and Timber. And we all know they can't build up as well. So it was really bad, and I'm really worried and ashamed of how Schreuder handled this in the first half.
yeah,
So
we
yeah,
spoke. We spoke on Thursday, right? And we were looking forward to this game, and we thought,
yeah,
okay, how would Schroeder, set up the team? Which players would he put, especially the back line? More or less, especially when you look at the CB pairing, he did what you and I think Ajax proposed, right? He put
yeah,
Edson behind, at the back together with Timber,
exactly,
and he
exactly,
also chose to put Taylor as the CDM
yeah,
with Berghuis and with Klaassen, so there's more football, right?
yeah.
So in that area, you must be satisfied because he did exactly what you wanted.
Yeah. I would opt more for Kudus in attacking midfield instead of Klaassen, but
Yeah.
I was happy with that. With a square in a CB and midfield. But the main difference in what I mentioned on Thursday and what happened today, especially in the first half, is they've let the build up to the CBs instead of having one of those midfielders really dropping back and pick up the ball, just like what Frankie de Jong did in the 18-19 season. Schöne also did. I haven't seen that in the first half. We saw that a bit more in second half, and you could clearly see that we played better. But we have to say that Feyenoord was a little bit tired because they put in a lot of energy in the first half.
Yeah.
So that was the main difference, and the fact that he didn't do that from the beginning, that's the responsibility of Schreuder, and yeah, that's really fucked up. Seriously,
All right. Look, we've touched upon this a couple of times. We haven't won in a long time now.
sixth game now.
6 games in a row.
Uh,
But we were also a little bit hesitant going into this match, like how we would do, because there is no confidence in this team. We haven't won a big game. Still, we haven't won a big game. Is this? I mean, is there at some point, right? Do you think there will be this season? Do you think we should like take it this 1-1? Maybe this is a confidence boost in the sense that we didn't play well, but maybe We took 1 point from Feyenoord. We're still in the race, in a title race. Although I have to say, virtually, we're fifth now.
Yeah,
If that wins, we have four teams, having more points than us at this point, and we're at 50% half of the season.
yeah,
How do you see it? I mean, even though we didn't play well, I totally agree with you. I think Feyenoord did better, but I think quality-wise, they're not as good that they can really hurt us. And we did all we
no,
can. I think also I have to agree with you, although I didn't agree with you on Thursday. Alvarez at the back was good, but what I didn't foresee was that we would play a bit deep. We played very
yeah,
deeply, partly also because Feyenoord was pressing. So I didn't anticipate this, but in that sense, it did work. So again, coming to my question, is there any perspective from your side taking away from this game, even though we didn't play well, but maybe mentally taking a point
yeah.
away?
Definitely, definitely. There's always perspective. If we lost, then the season would be over with 8 points behind, and also other competitors winning their game. It's
Yeah,
not fighting against one club; it's fighting against multiple clubs.
yeah,
Now, okay, we gained 1 point, or we could say we lost 2 points, but we still have the opportunity to get back. It's not like there's a huge gap. 5 points is still something that we can recover, but we need to manage to play better in order to reach or to recover. And that's something which isn't happening because we might have played 1-1, but we didn't play that well. It's quite lucky. We did had some chances, especially in second half with Kudus. By the way, great pass by Alvarez coming up, and so excellent pass. But yeah, we had some small chances, but Feyenoord what was the better team. We can be
yeah,
honest about that, especially in the first half. They also had their chances in the second half. In the last minute, they could have made the decisive goal to grab the win. So kudos to Ruli, who did very well. Although it was some sort of a mistake, the first goal in my opinion, because it looked like a good shot, which it was, but he could have handled it better in my opinion. But nonetheless, he did well. Distribution was well. I think he was the player with most touches on the ball from Ike's perspective, because a lot of balls went to the keeper. But I do see some perspective, definitely some good things seen from Bergwijn, which clearly shows that he's more suited for a counter-attacking team than for an attacking team. So we have to see how we will cope when we really want to have the ball and attack. But so I saw some glimpses of good things, but overall it was a bad performance, and we need to step up. I'm quite positive Schroeder will see this as a positive thing, and trying to build up upon that. But it's not Ike's worthy. It was a bad move. So, but as you said, 5 points is way better than 8 points.
yeah, absolutely. And also another thing that maybe Schroeder will consider next games is that, like for instance, he put Bergwijn on the left side. He's not going to put him on the right side anymore, hopefully.
Yeah,
Also the midfield. Maybe he will stick with, from now on with Taylor,
I think so.
Berghuis, maybe Klaassen, or maybe even because at the end we all thought Robbie will come in, Kudus will go out, which was usually the case this
Yeah,
season. But
yeah,
now he actually took off
yeah,
Klaassen and put Kudus on the midfield,
yeah.
which doesn't happen a
Finally,
lot. So,
finally,
so
finally. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, there is some perspective from that aspect. Kudus playing as attacking midfielder is just way better, which I don't understand. By the way, is during the pre interview before the game, he said he wanted to play Kudus as a striker because he was he did well during the big matches, during the big games.
yeah.
But which big game did we win eventually? I don't consider the game against Rangers as a big game. It's a Champions League game. It's not a
I think
big
I
game.
think Schroeder does actually. So
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's further that just like he thinks that Kudus is a striker, just like he thinks that Tadic is a right winger. I mean, nobody can take him seriously from that aspect. So, no, Kudus is not a striker. Kudus did well as an attacking midfielder. I would have opted for Broby, but maybe baby steps coming up, and he eventually changes his mind. But yeah, hopefully it will happen.
Yeah, I want to mention two more players because you mentioned Tadic. The thing also, because I mentioned that we played a little bit deep and it suits Alvarez more, and it also suits actually Bergwijn a little bit more because he has more space. But you see,
Yeah,
it doesn't suit Tadic when there's so much, because he's
yeah,
much better playing in the opponent's half, which didn't
yeah.
really happen this today,
True.
basically. And the other thing, Berghuis, we have to mention him. He was sick for a long time. Now his first minutes in the Kuip. What do you think of his performance?
Yeah, yeah. Well, first of all, respect for playing this game. I mean, it was it was playing like in a hellhole, and you could see all the whistles and booing and screaming, but he didn't have a great game. I don't know what it had to do with the audience, with the crowd, but yeah, I mean, the
Or
first goal
rhythm?
was
Maybe
sorry.
rhythm as well. Rhythm,
Rhythm
maybe.
could be an option, could be a possibility, but yeah, the first goal was of course his mistake at first. But yeah, his ball distribution was not that great as well, so he didn't have an impact. Um, yeah, Taylor didn't have an impact as well, so that's why our midfield wasn't that great. But the idea behind it, that was good in the second half. The first
Yeah.
half, that was totally
And like you
totally
said,
worthless.
especially if he continues to play the wingers that we're playing, perhaps this is the midfield he has to go with from now on.
Yeah, but then we have to think about who will play in right wing, because I know Conceição didn't have a great game, but the whole team didn't play great in the first half.
Yeah,
Uh,
I was basically talking about the wing backs. Sorry, so not the wingers, but the
okay,
wing backs.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
It would suit them, but I'm so disappointed in Sanchez. He he plays like a madman, doesn't know what to do defensively. A lot of mistakes. Offensively, I didn't see anything. If you compare with Bassi, Bassi did show something offensively, but in the build-up, when he had the first touch, it was also bad.
yeah.
So I'm quite worried about the wing backs, the full backs, but especially the right side. So hopefully, when Rensch comes in, we might play with Rensch as a right back and Alvarez and Timber as in the center, and then yeah, Bessie will need to fight it out with Vandal, and then keep that footballing midfield because that might, or that should, or that will work.
That could be the difference, maybe in the second half of the season. Who knows?
Yeah, and the midfielder should drop. So drop, pick up the ball. Don't give that responsibility to the CBs because they can't handle that. They can't build up. Although we all think Timber can play well in build up, but we haven't seen it. So leave it up to either Berghuis, but in my opinion, Taylor picking up the ball distribution to either Berghuis, and then try to create chances from there on, and hopefully we can hurt opponents. And as I said, I mean, I'm realistic. I said it was going to be a draw against Neck. I said it's going to be a draw against Twente, and I said it's going to be a draw against Feyenoord. The next two games will be a win, but we'll have to see how we play because these should be easy wins in theory. But if we don't play the way we should play, that there's no added value in it. But I mean, it will be 6 points.